And how did it all start for you? Were you just a motorhead in high school that kind of got into cars and you found your craft?
Oh, that is a long story. Car culture started for me from day one. I was almost born in a 69 SS 396 Chevelle that was my dad's super stock drag car. Literally, my mom in labor, behind the wheel, manning the key, my dad's under the hood, priming the carburetor. My mom mistakes don't start for start. She starts it, my dad goes to the hospital with my mom. All his hair burned off his face, white t-shirt, completely charred. So I was born into it. I've been a drag kid my entire life. As a drag kid, you see the wild, crazy paint jobs that are on all the drag cars. Naturally, I always hovered towards the ones that had the most outlandish paint jobs on it, not knowing anything about paint, anything about art, drawing, or anything. I just had to go look at that. That stemmed from, it went from that to what kind of cars, what kind of motors, how fast they went, the drivers. Then going through high school and college, you know, art was a big part of that. I wanted to be an artist, but everyone knows artists starve. I get the bright idea of being a custom painter and airbrushing. Started airbrushing t-shirts, still starving. Moved from airbrushing t-shirts to painting helmets and gas tanks, still starving. Moved around from Texas where I started painting, moved to California, tried California. That didn't work, then I moved to Las Vegas. Las Vegas, along with the custom car culture, Las Vegas had its own culture that captivated me. I couldn't get enough of it. The casinos, the lifestyle, everything that's about Vegas and its history just completely engulfed me, and I was chained to Las Vegas. Then comes the car culture that's in Las Vegas. It's lowrider, it's hot rods, it's Harleys, it's outlaw Harleys, it's everything across the board in a very small town that's Las Vegas. The custom culture and custom painting scene there was not very big. So I saw an open door and I walked through it.
Now, did you find, it's Danny over at Counts Custom, right? Did you find him or did he find you?
A little bit of both. Painting in California, a lot of my paint jobs were migrating into Vegas, and their head bike builder there, Shannon Eichow, started to notice them. He came out to my shop in LA to just hang out and see if I wanted to take work from Las Vegas. Then I started to see their bikes on the magazines, and they had these long stretched out sugar bear front ends, and they were like 11 and 12 feet long, so I started to notice their stuff. Danny Coker had me come out to Las Vegas to meet him and have a little chit chat because he wanted to know what my influences were. Danny's very particular about car culture. It's not just am I a car guy or am I a painter, do I want to do this? It's what are your influences? And my influences were Ed Roth, Gene Winfield, all the cats that started this. Like the car culture started in their backyards. He loved hearing that rather than all the new kids, you know. And at the time, I think I was 28, so it hit him. So I passed the car culture and influence test. Then after a while, he finally gave me a couple jobs. After that, I moved to Las Vegas, and that was it.
And I think for local news here, for the tie-in, we have a great new business opening up. What kind of opportunities do you see for, you know, those 16-year high school kids that start tinkering with cars and using the artwork? I mean, does it all start here? I mean, is this something that people can embrace to get to where you are today?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I'm from small town USA. I'm from a very small town in Illinois. Was raised an Army brat, so I've lived everywhere. Being into cars starts wherever that bug manages to grab whoever it is, man or woman, makes no difference. If it could be a car that they saw driving down the street, that was the bug that bit them. An environment like this, where there's not a lot of hustle and bustle, you don't get a lot of references and you don't get a lot of influences. So for me in that position, I went to the magazines. To have a shop like this that's family owned, it's small, they don't come across as the get away from me kid, you're bothering me. They look like they're going to embrace the youth, because that youth, number one, is going to be their clients later on down the road. Other than that, supporting the small businesses in a small town like this, if this company here, they support that, they're definitely going to get that coming back around in sales. And then it turns into a generational thing. The son teaches, the son teaches, the son teaches the son. So I love this. I want this shop in this town in my backyard. I'm not even kidding. I miss this a lot.
And I think just the last question I have for you is, personally, you said you do events like this every weekend through Matrix, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's through Matrix, through Counts Customs, through friends, through family. It's
whoever.
Absolutely.
But just being able to see this across the country and see that there's still a demand, and it doesn't have to be in a big city like Las Vegas. It can be in Gehring, Nebraska, or small town Illinois. But just having these stores continue to have these types of events and services. I mean, is that what it's all about?
Absolutely is. In fact, not only is it brings a warm feeling to my heart and my soul. On top of that, to be in the Go Fast Las Vegas or LA or Florida's, and to come to a town like this and see badass cars sitting out there built in this town, in people's backyards, in their barns, in their garages, that have little to no schooling or technical training at all, that's what it's all about. Because the hot rodding started that way. So it's to see that the cars are actually a little cooler than the cars you see in LA and Las Vegas, that's everything. That means I'm doing my job. That means companies like Matrix, they're doing their jobs. To see that in a smaller town and it's obscure, you can't get any better than that.